Hey there, once again, it's me, Jian Lasala, and we are at Pageant Talks, and I'm a fashion designer, now pageant blogger, and we have another special episode, and our pageant vlog has reached as far as Cayman Islands, would you believe? And our guest right now is Miss Universe Cayman Islands, Mariah Tibbetts. Hey Mariah, how are you?
I am doing great. How are you?
I am doing so fine, so fine. I'm so happy right now. Thank you for doing this interview. And it's 9 p.m. in Cayman Islands while we're doing this, and it's 10 a.m. in Manila. And yeah, time zones. Thank you, Lord, for the technology. We can reach out to as many people. So, Mariah, how are you? How's everything? Tell our fans how you're doing.
I am doing so great. I cannot complain at all. Obviously, in the midst of everything Miss Universe, so it's busy, 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 but I love it so much. I'm having such a great time, and I'm just excited to go to Miss Universe in a couple of weeks.
Yay! And you know what? Some of the girls have already left, and wouldn't be surprised that after this interview, Mariah will be in Florida. So.
Yeah, I'll probably come on a plane after, exactly.
Yeah, so anyway, part one of the interview, as usual, we're gonna get to know Mariah. So, are you ready, Mariah?
I'm ready.
Yay! So, okay, question number one. What is special about you, and what does Mariah want the universe to know about herself?
Well, everything is special about me.
Of course, I do believe in that.
But I really want the universe to know that Mariah is a hardworking person who has overcame obstacles in her life and who has a very generous and caring and soft heart despite it all. I've worked hard for everything that I have in my life. Something that I'm very, very proud of is my education and how hard I worked for that. So when we get down to maybe further in the interview, I'll give you some more details on that, but I did work very hard for that. And my career, I worked very hard for that. And I know that it's easy to look at a pageant girl and you think she has the perfect life and nothing bad ever happened to her. But I think if you actually look at a lot of us girls, we've been through stuff in life that you would have never known, and we've overcome that. Yeah. Me personally, I've dealt with mental health issues, depressive behaviors. I've dealt with physical health issues and medical issues. Yeah. I've survived a Category 5 hurricane in my country on my birthday, actually, that tore literally. It literally tore down my whole family house. Like, we couldn't go back there. We had to completely move to a different island. So I do have some layers underneath me, some stuff that I have to share with the world. And I think that people can learn from that. And despite all of that, I still have a very open and soft heart. That's something that I'm really proud of. I'm really, really generous, and I get that from my mom. And you can see that in all my volunteer work. I volunteered long before being Miss Cayman Islands Universe. I love to do it. It actually makes me feel very fulfilled in life. So I think all of that is how I would summarize Mariah and what I want the universe to remember.
that is amazing, because that is the grace of God right there, that you didn't really allow. Exactly. Yeah, you didn't allow all of these things to make you feel defeated, because at the end of the day, you know, the circumstances around us does not define us. It's what God has defined us, or has sees us, you know. So he sees us glorious, beautiful, and you gentle-hearted, generous. So, quick question. You mentioned about depressive behavior. What made you depressed, and how did you overcome this obstacle?
It was actually a lot of things. So this was about 2 years when I had finished my college degrees and I came back home. So I was starting to work full time, and that in itself, transitioning from being a student to working full time, it was really hard for me to transition, because your whole life you're a student, right? And then all of a sudden you have to work all day long. And on top of that, I was doing my exams, finishing up my exams for my professional designation. Okay. And in my job as an accountant, we have something called a busy season. So we're working like 12, 14-hour days, working on the weekends. The work just never stops. Yeah. And then on top of that, I was dealing with some like relationship issues, personal issues, and it just keeps going on and on. Like my aunt, especially that year, I think the biggest factor was that my aunt was diagnosed with cancer. And that was the first aunt or uncle, but like very close relative in my family that was really suffering with the disease. And that was the year that she actually passed away from it. So all of that combined really put me in such a low mental state. And at the time, I didn't really notice it. I thought I was just taking a step back. Oh, I'm just gonna relax. And when I look back at it now, it was such depressive behavior. I didn't leave the house. All I ate was junk food. I didn't talk to my family. I didn't see any of my friends. And I actually had gained 25 pounds of unhealthy fat. I was the heaviest I'd ever been in my life. And that's not to say I was overweight. I wasn't obese or anything like that, but I didn't feel like Mariah. And that's the biggest issue there. I remember looking in the mirror and I just didn't know who that girl was. And it, like, thinking back at it makes me so sad, because if I saw any of my friends or my family like that, it would break my heart. And I really don't even know how I pulled myself out of it. I really think it was the grace of God that you're talking about. Yeah. I think back, like, I didn't have the strength to do anything. So it was a supernatural strength that really helped me. And before all of this depressive behavior started, I actually used to love going to the gym. When I went to college, I started the gym and I loved it. And at that point it was for aesthetics, but I still made it a regular habit and I felt healthy. Yeah. And that's when I stopped it, when all of these stuff started piling on. And how I got out of it was that I started to slowly go back to the gym. Day by day, I went one day, maybe 1 week, and then the next week I would increase it a little bit. And I remember the first day I went back to the gym, I was warming up. I specifically remember I was on a spin bike warming up and I just started to cry because I just felt like, oh my gosh, Mariah, what have you been doing this whole time? It was such an incredible feeling because I could feel myself actually getting better. And I was able to lose the 25 pounds and even more, actually. So now I'm the healthiest that I've ever been in my life. And that's why I love health and fitness. And I'm a big advocate for it because I feel like it really helped me come out of one of the worst parts of my life.
Yeah, I think the most important factor about overcoming depression is actually just trying to get back up, you know?
Exactly.
And one of the things that people don't really understand is that, you know, yes, the supernatural strength that you were talking about, the grace of God, you know, we have such a broken world that love was defined as something that you need to earn. But in the love of the Lord, you don't earn it. He actually just loves you and you have to receive freely. And I'm so happy, Mariah, that you overcame it. And this sends a strong message to the rest of the world who are in a depressive state, that you really just have to back up. It's a choice, really, and please don't commit suicide or anything, because you know it's not worth it. You're gonna hurt a lot of people. So thank you, Mariah. That is very encouraging. Next, what are you advocating for? I know that your advocacy is something, but can you just share it to us?
Of course. My platform and my advocacy for the year is cancer awareness and support. So I spoke a little bit about my aunt who passed away from cancer, but the main reason I actually chose this platform is because my older sister suffered from brain cancer when she was only 6 years old. So she was 6.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
No.
It's fine. I'll tell you the happy part of it. She's still alive.
I know, because no, let me just say, because wow, Mariah, here you are. You're so happy, and then you went through all of that, and the year came.
I know, that's the thing, right? Never think.
Oh my God, you know what? God loves you so much.
Oh, I can't even express it. Yeah, and then he has honestly blessed me and saved me so much.
I know, and you know what? My Holy Spirit is just leaping for joy, because you know what? Many people do not understand how God is really joyful with people who accept His love.
Yes.
Yeah. So okay, go on, Mariah. Go on, tell your story.
Okay. So my older sister was diagnosed with brain cancer when she was 6 years old, and I was 3 at the time. My mom was actually pregnant with my second sister as well, so they were on to 3 kids. And thank the Lord, she was able to get the tumor removed. She's never had cancer again since then. But it has left her with a lot of side effects. So at first I was thinking my advocacy was just going to be cancer awareness. And as I thought about it more, I thought, even after cancer, people need support. And I don't think people really think about that aspect of it enough.
Yeah.
So that was when she was 6. She's 30 years old now. So thankfully she's still here with us, but her life is so different than everyone else's.
Okay.
It left her with dyslexia. It left her with diabetes. And then because of the diabetes, she actually had a stroke 4 years ago. So now she's left with a speech impediment as well.
Okay.
So for her to get up and just live a normal day is so amazing to me, and it inspires me so much. So I feel very honored and proud to be able to have an advocacy that supports my sister and shares her story. And that's my first platform. I actually added something else to my advocacy over the year due to a personal experience. So in January this year, I was falsely linked to a very publicized celebrity scandal.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Like, I'm just sitting doing my work and my phone just starts blowing up and I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So I was falsely linked. This is probably what happens in celebrities' lives every day. They just get false stories.
Tell me all about it, Mariah. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh. So if anyone wants to look that up, I'm sure you can find it online. But I was falsely linked to this story and, I thought it would just blow over. I was like, okay, everyone knows it's not me. That's the end of it. Yeah. But the problem with the internet is that people who don't even know you feel like they have a right to say stuff to you. They have a right to talk down on you. And I actually got cyberbullied because of that situation. Yeah. I had done nothing. I wasn't even involved. But because of one word that was misused on social media, I got cyberbullied. Yeah. And now I'm very blessed that I have built up a little bit of thicker skin over the years. And I really have a strong support system in my family, in my Miss Cayman committee here, in God. That's honestly the biggest reason. And I was able to, discuss it with the necessary people, get the help that I needed and really overcome it. Yeah. However, it opened my eyes to realize that people go through this every day and they don't have the support that I had. Yeah. And some of these people that go through it are teenagers, preteens, just young babies who don't even know what's going on. They don't know why people are saying these things to them. And it breaks my heart. So that's why I added that advocacy to my year as Miss Cayman Islands Universe, because it really sparked something in me that I felt like I needed to share my story and help other people overcome any issues they're having with bullying.
Yeah, good that you're advocating for that, because cyberbullying is at its peak with pageantry, and it really breaks my heart because what? I've spoken to a lot of girls and it really does break their heart. And I have my own fair share of controversy. You can look it up on Google, guys. And you know what? By the grace of God, it like what you've said, the peace and love of the Lord protects our feelings and for acting out on our emotions. So I'm so proud of you, Mariah, having to go through all of that. Do you live with your sister and with your family?
Yes, up until recently I did. Just a couple months now that I don't live with them anymore.
Okay. So moving forward, how are your preparations for the 69th Miss Universe Pageant?
Ooh. So it's very busy now, for sure. It's go. There's something new every day. So of course, it entails the normal stuff, the catwalk training, the interview training, the gym workout training, styling, wardrobe, all of that. But some stuff that I've been trying to incorporate on my own, I've realized that it's really easy to get burnt out. And I feel like some of the other girls are feeling like this too. So what I've tried to add in as my personal training is some self-care, at least like once a week. Yeah. And I think that that's such a buzzword on social media now, but it makes such a difference. And I can really understand why people advocate for it so much now. My favorite form of self-care is a good face mask. I just like to put a face mask on, put on Netflix, and then just lay there for like half an hour. And also something that I really started to enjoy too is I've been going to the beach and stretching on the beach. So those were two things I used to do by themselves. I love going to the beach, not for the water. I just like to lay on the sand and feel the sun. And then every time I go to the gym, I love to stretch after because it just makes me feel so loose and like everything's done. So I was like, you know what? I'm short on time now. Maybe I can combine the two. And I tried it and I really love it. So that's two of my favorite things that I've done in my training journey. But it's really been very busy, but I'm trying to just ride it out because it's the finish line now. There's only a couple weeks left to Miss Universe. And I know that this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity in my life. So I'm having fun with it. I'm tired and I'm busy, but I'm having fun.
I actually kind of envy like you island girls, because like every time I see your stories, it's all about, you know, the beach, the sand, the sun. And I live here in Manila. I kind of miss that life where I can just see birds and trees, because it's a concrete jungle. So, but then good, because you know what? At the end of the day, the Lord doesn't want you broken. So, and my great advice to all of the girls, including you, is that don't lose yourself in the process. Don't lose your core, who you are, because like the biggest winner in every pageant is the one that remains to have a pure heart and pure intention. So. Nice, Mariah, that you pointed out about self-care. So next, I heard from the grapevine, you know who this is, that you are trained by Salita Ebanks, no less, Victoria's Secret Angel. So how is it like and how is it going? Or can you share?
Yes, I can definitely share. It's news now since we released it, but I am training with Miss Salita Ebanks. I'm very grateful for that. It's been very insightful, and I'm really proud and lucky that she's the Caymanian. So I feel like I'm getting the best of both worlds. So she has, you know, she's grown up here, we're from a similar culture, we have similarities and we can understand each other. And then she also has that international aspect where, okay, I've been in these cutthroat environments. I can tell you how it's like. I can tell you what America is like, and we can go from there. So she's given me so many tips. And obviously, like you said, Victoria's Secret model, she's been on the catwalk. So like, what better coach can I have for the runway? So I'm excited about that part. But she's been really amazing, especially on the styling. And I don't think people really realize how much styling goes into Miss Universe. That's a whole nother aspect of it. And she's done great with that to, you know, give me tips of what's worked for her as a model, how to get stuff a little quicker, even though you think it might take you hours, but she can give you a trick to slow it down a little bit. So it's been really great. Obviously, we're finishing up now. It's getting towards the end, but I think she's given me a lot of helpful tips.
Oh, that's good. And you're so blessed to have Salita Ebanks behind you. Because like, you know, like you said, who else could give you a better tip than the one who actually lived in the US, right? So she can teach you about the environment of that other culture there. So evening gown and national costume, quickly, tell us how it's going.
Ooh. So evening gown, I actually don't have a final product in front of me yet. Okay. So they're in the works. I have a couple of options. So when they get here, which will be in the month of April, I will see which one I feel fits my personality best, which one I feel most comfortable in, and then I'll go from there. But I'm excited about the designs. I think they're different than what the Cayman Islands usually goes for. So I think that'll be great and it'll stand out on stage. And for national costume, oh my gosh, we've like brainstormed so many ideas for this costume, and it changed from like so many different things over the past couple of months. But the final design we're going with is a little bit different than what they've done in the past. So I don't know if people really remember what Cayman has done in the past. We've done things like the ocean, the Cayman Sea was about 2 years ago. Last year was the wild banana orchid, which is our national flower. 1 year we had the Cayman parrot, which is our national bird. So you can kind of see the theme that's going there. It's very Cayman themed. And this year we're kind of straying away from that. It's not going to be very Cayman patriotic per se, but it's going to be something that people aren't expecting. And we also are changing up the colors a little bit. So Cayman is very blue and green, and you can see that in our costumes. We usually always go for those colors, and we're doing a different color this year, something that will really pop on me and my skin. So we'll see, but those are the only tips I'm gonna give right now. I will say one thing though. both the national costume and the evening gown will be some kind of sparkle on it because I love sparkles. So that'll be incorporated somewhere.
And like, is your evening gown made in Cayman Islands or is it gonna be shipped from somewhere? Because like the last time I spoke to your national director, in 2016 they got it from another country. So are you gonna get another country?
Yep. We're getting it from another country. Actually, 2 different countries. There's 2 different options.
Yeah, and it's so amazing that everything is so global now, and the global environment, the world is because of technology, it's being cut short, it's getting smaller, and everyone can work together. And here I am, I'm working with another country, and I'm interviewing you, and I'm just here at the comfort of our own homes, right? So yeah, and I'm really excited for your gown. I know it's gonna be awesome. So next, you are an accountant, and accountants are known to be like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So are you a fun person to be with?
Okay, I'll say it for him because he doesn't want to say it. So the stereotype is that accountants are boring.
Yeah.
And when I started working, I was like, where did this come from? Because, so to answer your question, I don't consider myself a boring person.
Okay.
So when I started working, I was like, why do people call accountants boring? And I think I figured out the reason. I think the work is boring. So people think if you do this boring work, then you have to be a boring person.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all the accountants I've met over the years actually have a lot of substance to them. And most of them really enjoy like going out and partying, or they have like different hobbies, or they're like always playing sports or being active. So I'm like, wow, a lot of these people aren't boring. There's some that are boring, but not all. So I consider myself a very fun person. I'm actually secretly creative. Like I have a very creative side, and I don't show people that a lot. So I feel like on the outside, people might think I fit the accountant personality, but on the inside, I'm so creative. And as I got older is only when I started to realize that, because I thought this was just something everyone does. Yeah. And then I started to realize, so I was part of the Cayman Islands National Dance Company while I was in high school. And I think that kind of sparked my creativity. And I've always been good at like creative writing as well as poems. I used to write so many poems for some reason. And I actually taught myself how to do like my own graphic design and like audio mixing. So I really am creative on the inside. So I don't think I'm boring.
Yeah. And at least you can, the dancing part would really help you in the runway. Because like most of the queens that I've seen that are so good at dance, they're so awesome on the runway, and they don't have a problem performing. They don't have a problem with the audience. They don't have a stage fright, and creativity actually lets you express a lot of things inside of you that you cannot say. So good for you, Mariah. And what is your favorite color and why? Weird questions.
Okay. So funny enough, I'm actually not a person to have a favorite anything. Like I'm very indecisive, so it's so hard for me to choose. But the 2 colors that I always gravitate towards are yellow and pink. Yellow just makes me feel so energetic, and it's like so happy. I think it reminds me of the sun. I love to feel the sun, the warmth on my skin, and I love to have big windows all around me and just open all the curtains and the light coming in. I love the natural light. But my room is actually bright yellow. My walls are bright yellow. And I always love the color yellow. And then pink, I feel like fits my personality so well. It feels very feminine and sweet, girly, and it's like romantic. I love love. I'm a very sweet person and romantic person, so I love that too. And I've always loved that pink felt like it fit me and my personality.
And you're wearing that right now. Is that pink, like hot pink?
I think it's more red. I might be wrong.
It's kind of like a hot pink. If it looks pink, then we'll go with pink. Okay, next. Another, fun question. If you were a chocolate, what kind of chocolate would you be and why? I mean, do you eat or no?
Sorry?
Do you eat chocolates or do you love chocolates?
I love chocolates.
Oh yeah,
I am a
share.
Girl all day.
So if you were one, what kind of chocolate would you be and why?
think I would choose a Milky Way because on the outside, it just looks like a regular chocolate. And the outside is milk chocolate, which is my favorite chocolate. I love the milk chocolate.
Yeah.
And then when you bite into it, it's so soft on the inside, which feels like it fits me. I'm a softie, I'm very sensitive. And then it also has like a little extra flavors in there that you weren't expecting. Yeah. So I think it's a good mix of what represents Mariah.
Oh, nice. Because if I were to be asked, I'd be like a dark chocolate. Because I just
really
want to wake up. Yeah, I want to be energized. I just really want to be like, on the go, energetic.
Yeah.
I just look formal, but I'm a rowdy guy inside. I would just punch everyone's face.
I've tried to like dark chocolate for so long, and I just can't get into it. My sister loves the dark chocolate, but I can only do the milk chocolate.
Yeah, I actually like milk chocolate too, but I'm really more towards the dark chocolate.
The dark.
I'm used to like drinking coffee without the sugar. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, dark chocolate's healthier for you, so you're doing better than me.
Yeah, no, it's okay, because like I'm trying to veer away from sugar, which is I'm lying, because like because I'm veering away from sugar, I'm actually trying to substitute it with salt, hence the and the junk food. Yeah, so that's what I binge on Mariah, especially if I'm so burnt out. I just binge with food, and can you imagine I can finish 2 boxes of pizza?
Oh my god, that's like a hidden talent.
Do you love pizza? We can have pizza all day.
Yes, let's do it. I actually love pizza, but I can only handle like 2 slices, and then I'm full.
I can finish everything, okay? So you just have to leave everything to me.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, speaking about food, let's skip the other question and I'll go back to that. Favorite food and why? I know you don't have favorites, but favorite, like...
Yeah, it's hard for me to choose.
I know, but what makes you like scream and run towards the food and why?
Okay, so scream and run, I would say my guilty pleasure is ice cream.
Oh.
But in terms of actual food, we have something here called Cayman style beef, which is kind of like a shredded beef. It kind of has like a stew sauce in it. Oh my gosh, all the foodies will kill me right now because they'll say I'm not describing it properly. But it's something like that. And we don't cook it often because it takes a long time to cook. Like you have to let it simmer and stuff. Yeah. But when I eat it, it always hits the spot. It's just a good hearty meal, and I feel like that would probably be one of my favorite foods if I had to choose.
Oh my god, you made me like, you're making me hungry.
I actually don't eat a lot of meat, but when I do, it's probably the Cayman style beef.
Yeah. When you said about beef and then steamed and then shredded beef, oh my goodness, I just had that, perfect picture in my head, because like I love beef. Okay, I just like I actually tried to veer away from meat and substitute my meat with veggie meat.
Yeah. Okay.
I cannot sustain with everything and anything vegetable, and I have nothing against vegetarian people, but I just really love my meat that I just really wanted to have veggie meat. So, Mariah, and we could actually eat. Can you take me to Cayman Islands now and let's?
Yeah. I'm gonna ship you some Cayman style beef after this.
Yeah. Okay. So next, if you were a superhero, who would you be? And why? And what kind of superpower do you want to have and why?
Superpower, okay. This is a hard one because I feel like I want them all. But if I had to choose one, I think I would choose flying because, and it might just be because I'm missing a plane right now. I don't know. But what I'm picturing in my mind is that like, to just see everything from above must be so beautiful. Like I'm imagining the ocean, like flying over the ocean and seeing all the twinkling water, and like at night seeing all the lights and stuff. That just must be so beautiful. Yeah. And speaking of self-care earlier, I feel like if I was like really annoyed or mad at someone, I could just be like, I'm just gonna take a fly right now. I'm just gonna go on a fly and come back in an hour.
We're the same, because like, I love to see the bigger picture of things, and maybe you're like that kind of person too, and that is an amazing trait, because like I love to fly, I love to travel, work does not permit me to travel. I'm so preoccupied. But if I had that superpower, I just want to be like, yeah, I want to fly, but I want to be Batman and just like, punch everyone's faces when I'm mad. But anyway, you're not supposed to do that. I'm a Christian. So, I just had a new iPhone as we speak, and they have this arcade, and I just downloaded all the action arcades, and I'm having so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I'm releasing all of my inner rage.
Yes. Well, at least you're doing it in a game. That's good.
At least I'm in the game, and it's the grace of God too, because I cannot we have to deny ourselves and not act out in our emotion. At least I can act it out on a game.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Anyway, any talent that you're proud of? I know you love to dance and graphic design, and you're a whole bunch of things, which is amazing. But any kind of talent that you're proud of, like you're super proud of saying or telling people.
I think dance would probably be my best talent, I would say.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was part of the Cayman Islands National Dance Company, but the difference with me is I'm not that person that you can just say, okay, go and do a dance move. Yeah. I love choreographed dance because I love when it like matches the song and everything's hitting the beat. I'm just like, yes, this is so perfect. Anything else? I kind of have a photographic memory, not too well. Since I'm out of school now, I don't practice it as much. And let's see. I would say dance is probably my best talent. I can touch like my nose with my tongue. I'm not proud of that.
Well, I can see that you love to be graceful. You love to just have fun, and looking at you right now, like dance is something that you just really want to express without really having to, try hard or
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So are you a mama's girl or a papa's girl, and why?
Ooh, I'm a mama's girl for sure. So it's me and 4 siblings. I have 3 other sisters and 1 brother. And so we were all girls up until my brother came last.
Yeah.
But I think me and my mom are very similar. I actually I even look like her when she was younger. It's so cool. So, she showed me a picture of her one time and I was like, this might be me. Like this actually looks like me. So we've always been very alike, and that kind of connected us. And then when I was younger, I just always took to her as well. And actually, she was a stay-at-home mom for quite a number of years in my childhood. Yeah. So we naturally just got close to her. And my mom would tell me stories of she would be up late at night and I was supposed to be sleeping because I had school the next day. But I would be laying at her feet when she was doing laundry or something because I didn't want to go to bed until she came to bed. Yeah. So I'm definitely a mama's girl. Obviously, I love my dad too, but I'm definitely a mama's girl.
We're the same. I'm a mama's boy, and I feel like your mom was a housewife for some time, and my mom was like a housewife for a long time. So there's really something about moms being at home.
Yes, absolutely.
And it really shaped our values, our core, and our faith also. Because once you have your parent, at least one of them at home, it keeps the family intact as well. So yeah, and I feel terrible for parents, having to go through divorce, because it really breaks the family. It breaks a lot of things. Okay, that's a whole other discussion, but I feel like divorce is really not good, and why it existed in the first place. So anyway, biggest accomplishment that you are proud of, and why. I know you have a lot of accomplishments, but the biggest, the ultimate, the number one.
Okay, this is hard to choose, but in terms of my personal, what I've accomplished in life, I think I would say my education. Okay. So I graduated with 4 university degrees.
Oh wow.
And I'm actually going to start my 5th one, hopefully this year after Miss Universe.
What can you not do, Mariah?
So I have 4 university degrees. I graduated magna cum laude as well from Florida State University. And I also have my professional designation, which is a certified professional accountant.
Wow.
And I'm the first in my family to graduate with any of those degrees, with a bachelor's degree, master's degree, and a professional designation. Wow. Because my parents got married pretty young, and then, you know, my sister got sick and everything, and they never got to go to college and really accomplish everything they wanted to accomplish. So I feel proud that I can be the first in my family to do that and to set a good example for my younger siblings as well. And I actually worked very hard in school, and I got a full ride scholarship for my college and for my professional designation. So my parents didn't have to pay a cent. So I'm also really proud of that I was a hard worker, and I got to do that for my parents, so they didn't have to worry about how they would fund me to go to college and everything. And actually they told me and my siblings from the time we were in high school, they just sat us down and were very truthful and said, you know, we honestly can't afford to send you to college monetarily, financially. So if you want to go, you're gonna have to get a scholarship to go. And I mean, I just went full-fledged when they said that, and I worked really hard in school and I got the scholarship. And then, because education is so important to me, like I've always loved school, and I just feel like knowledge is power, and no one can ever take that from me. What I have in my brain, no one can take that from me. And I feel very empowered with that, and it gives me so much strength that I would love to give someone else that as well. So I'm also really proud that me and my siblings are starting a private scholarship grant that's going to be launched this year. And it's fully funded by us. So it's pretty small right now, but it's still helping a child accomplish their dream of getting an education, because I know not everyone can do that. And I know how privileged I am to be able to say I have 4 degrees. And like I said, I worked hard for that. And I want other people to work hard for their dreams as well. So my goal is, this is the first year of it, my goal is that in 5-10 years, it will have a bunch of sponsors, and we will be able to give 10-20 student scholarships and just fund so many kids' dreams. But I'm really proud of that. It's something that I've always wanted to do, and I feel like it just shows how important education was to me, and hopefully it can help other people spread that message as well.
Oh wow, Mariah, I'm falling in love with you, and wow, I'm speechless.
Yeah, I'm coming to the Philippines tomorrow.
Oh yeah. No, it's like, you know, I just wanted to say that God is so proud of you. I praise Jesus for you, and he's so happy. The devil is mad that you did all of those, because like what evil meant for harm, God intended and used it for the good. And here you are, you're so accomplished. God is so proud of you, and I praise Jesus for you. I can't say anything more. I'm so happy for you, Mariah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because like you went through all of that, and the devil wanted you and your family dead.
Yes,
then
exactly.
Here you are by the grace of God. You allowed God in, and you accomplished so much. Guys, 4 universities. I also graduated with honors, but 4 universities. Oh my goodness. Takes a lot of courage, patience, determination, and God. Yeah, supernatural power of God. Mariah, you are so amazing, and you have to share that to Miss Universe. They have to hear from you.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, that was biggest. If there's something above biggest, I don't know what it would be. So, Mariah, I'm so proud of you. Can I just hug you, like hug?
Oh yes, virtual hugs.
Virtual hugs, yeah. No wonder why you're chosen as Miss Universe Cayman Islands.
Oh, thank you. And you know, it's funny because obviously, like, I've been just working hard in school my whole life, and I kind of felt like, okay, you know, I have 4 degrees, and then it reminds me every time someone hears it that, okay, that's a big accomplishment, Mariah. You need to be proud of yourself, because sometimes you forget to big yourself up and be proud of yourself sometimes.
Yeah, and that's the weird thing, because when you're in Christ and when you love the Lord, you just really wanted to do something that would make you happy. And not think of what other people would say or what people would affirm you. But sometimes we also have to like pat ourselves in the back that you actually allowed the Lord to let you accomplish this thing.
Yes.
And I just would like to tell you and honor your heart, Mariah, that you did an amazing job.
Thank you.
And I know that you don't hear this often, but you really did. So I cannot do what you do. Oh my goodness. So okay, speaking of you being chosen Miss Universe Cayman Islands, congratulations. What is the most exciting part of being a beauty queen? I mean, I don't know how it feels like, but what is the most exciting part?
Ooh, the exciting part, I think, for me has been connecting with everyone all around the world. So, like you said, like you're in the Philippines and I'm in the Cayman Islands, and I would have never got to meet you if I weren't Miss Cayman Islands Universe. So it started in Cayman. Obviously, I've met so many people that I wouldn't have met before, like government officials and even little kids and just different people around the community. But the social media aspect and the technology and the digital aspect, I've just been in awe of everyone I've been able to meet. And I'm really excited to be able to say after I get to Miss Universe that I know someone from almost every country in the world.
Of course, yeah. And you have a home in every country. Whenever you visit, right?
Right, exactly. So connecting with all of those people really makes me feel fulfilled. It makes me feel like I'm not just a pretty picture. I'm actually like connecting with people, and we can talk about stuff that means something, you know? And of course, it's nice and exciting to get dressed up and glammed up. I love the pretty dresses and the hair and the makeup. But at the end of the day, you know, you wipe all that off, and like I go to bed smiling. Honestly, I really do. I go to bed smiling because I'm like, wow, I got to meet someone new today, and I now know something about the Philippines that I didn't know before, or I know something that I would have never thought of before. So that part is really exciting to me. And I feel like it sounds cliche, but honestly, it's so fun.
Yeah, and speaking of what you mentioned earlier, that you're more than just a picture, this is the benefit of becoming a beauty queen, because like the Instagram generation just stamped everyone to be a person, just the picture, or the picture, the person in the picture. But thank God the technology we can do all these things, and you're given the chance now to be more than just the girl in the photo, right? So okay, last question for part 1. What are you looking forward to most at Miss Universe?
Oh, that's a hard one. I'm really excited to be on stage again. So last time I was on stage for Miss Cayman was 2019, so it's been 2 years.
I know,
and for my crowning, it wasn't really a stage. It was kind of like I was just walking in a crowd at a restaurant. So to be on stage, I think is going to feel very exhilarating and just pump me up. And of course, I'm excited to meet the girls too. Like I said, we're like all in a group chat, and it just gets exciting every day. We're sending like a countdown and everything. I can't wait to see who my roommate's going to be. So the whole experience will obviously be amazing, but that stage, I'm really looking forward to the stage.
Yeah, I could just feel that, because like, you know, the last time I was in Miss Universe was like 5 years ago, almost 5 years ago. And it feels so different, Mariah. It feels like, coming from an audience perspective, it's like a dream come true.
Oh my god.
And I could just feel like it would be like, it's like a dream come true for you, only on steroids. It's like
exactly. Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
I know. So make sure to enjoy every moment. When you wake up, when you eat food in the hotel, when you're with the girls, just, you know, make it okay?
Yeah.
So Mariah, that's part 1 of your interview. And guys, Mariah has been so awesome, having to survive all of it, and then 4 university degrees, like so thank you, Mariah, for gracing this interview. And that's just part 1. Stay tuned for part 2 with Pageant Talks with Mariah Tibbetts, Miss Universe Cayman Islands 2020. Stay tuned for part 2.